Tier list videos. It has been quite a while since I've made one. I don't actually remember what my last tier list video was. It'll be on screen if I remember to do that. Now, when I made my old tier list videos for Chapter 1, I made a lot of people very upset because they did not agree with my ratings at all. So now I'm going to be redoing the tier list videos and making as many people upset in the process as I possibly can, because that is what we do around here. Now, do keep in mind, I'm only going to be re-ranking some of the maps in this video. I'm only going to be re-ranking some of them that have actually changed in Chapter 2. Maps like the Shallows and Memorial Lane haven't really changed at all, so I'm going to keep my original rating. I don't remember what that was, but it'll be on screen right now. And so I guess the first place we could start with is the resting area place. Already, I do have to give it a bump up. I think I put it at an S tier or an A tier before, but if it was at A, I'll probably give it an S tier now because the Crypt Crib has been opened up. There is plenty of space for decoration, which was a big thing post-story in Chapter 1 because there wasn't shit to do. And especially now in Chapter 2, because when you beat the story, there is literally nothing else in this game to do. And you've got the Angel and Demon statues, which is real nice if you want to pay an extra $10 for that. And of course a nice little bed area. So all in all, this is a good design. I do really like this. Also, with the fact that the reserve is now opened up, all of the reserve doors are opened up and it's been drained of water, so that adds infinitely more space to decorate. If you had watched my Road to Day 500 live streams, you would know that I did want to end up decorating the reserve, but it was a pain in the ass getting to and from, and just dragging 36 items at a time all the way over there. But now at least, you don't have to install mods to actually get there. You can go through either the churchyard or the scenic route over here, which is pretty nice. I do like this. And so yeah, all in all, I give this an S rating. This is a good base, though I do wish they had done a little bit more in Chapter 2 with it, because it's pretty much the exact same place, but you know. Anyways, moving on. Next up we have Via Carolla. Now it's overrun right now because I did not clear it out on this save file. I'm doing the save file that I was on in the one-handed challenge, mainly just because my old save file, floating rats, gotta love it. My old save file for day 50 or whatever I'm on just takes a while to load, so that's why I'm doing this. But as you can see, Via Carolla hasn't changed too much. There is that new area in the back where you can find Lola's stuff, even though there's literally nothing there. Now, one unique thing about this map is it's the second map in the game to get overrun, which is very interesting. I did see in the files for Chapter 1 there was a bunch of stuff. There was a bunch of stuff about some infested areas, which I thought would be like in an event, kind of like in Channel 47, but they ended up doing that a bit differently. Now, the main gripe I have with this map is that they never tell you that you can clear out an overrun area. In case you didn't know, if you just kill zombies for like 10-15 minutes, it'll eventually not be overrun. But there is nothing in the game that even remotely hints at that. So some players are just left wondering why they can't like scavenge normally, or why the exiles won't show up at night because the area is overrun. Now, one thing I do like as well is these bodies on the hooks, which have been added to most maps. I think all of them actually. These are obviously Garrick's victims. If you watch the story or gave two shits, these are the people that Garrick killed. My main gripe being that they're very low quality at times. These ones are actually on the higher side, but some bodies over there are very low quality, so, you know, there's that. But yeah, other than that, really nothing else has changed. I mean, it's pretty much the exact same map. Yeah, so I don't remember what my rating for this map before was, but, you know, it's kind of basic. It's, you know, it's Via Carolla. It's the second map you go to in Chapter 2, not Chapter 2, Chapter 1, because it's just sort of another tutorial map. You've got, you know, the reclaimed house over here, the tower house over there, even though they don't use that now, but, you know, it is what it is. So all in all, I give this map a B rating, I'd think. I'd like to give it a higher rating if they had expanded the maps a little bit more, which is ultimately what they should have done instead of just putting everything in Hotel Eclair. But, you know, I'm not a game dev, so I don't know how all that works. Now, the next map on the list is Bywater. And yes, I would have done Old Town as a different map, but it's pretty much the exact same thing, just, you know, it's overrun, so really nothing's changed. Bywater, however, did have one new building into it. Oh my god, that's a lot of zombies. Okay, this is becoming more of a problem than I thought it'd be. I forgot I let the bells ring on this save file. Uh-oh. Ah, shit. But yeah, so this map hasn't changed a whole lot. It added one new building, which is the Pawn King, and that is literally the only thing that has changed about this map. Actually, well, oh shit. One other thing did change about this map, which is the fact that Eradicators seem to patrol the area for no particular reason other than to, I don't know, just show force. Good God, that's a lot. They upped the spawn count or something. Jesus Christ. There were not this many previously. Jesus Christ. Okay, anyways. Yeah, the Pawn King is about the only thing that they added to this map. That and the Eradicator patrols. I genuinely don't think I can, like, go farther than this without, like, dying, so I'm just gonna stay back. Oh my God. Okay, I just gotta leave the map. Okay, but yeah, Bywater, it's an okay map. I liked it in Chapter 1. The Pawn King was an interesting addition, or it should have been at least. I don't remember what I rated it before, so I'll give it an A tier. How about that? Because it is pretty unique in design, but you know. Alright, I'm on a different save file now. Everything won't be overrun, so I can actually like do the video. The Ward, and it's 144p textures. This map hasn't changed much either. Pretty much the only difference is the Axeman boss arena, but otherwise it is literally the exact same map, as with all the others. This area is pretty cool. I do like it. It matches the aesthetic, though we've got some broken shadows, as you can see. And you're not really supposed to come here after the Garrick boss fight. I mean, you can, but you know, there's nothing in here, like at all. And I believe that some of the area back here will still be buggy, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there's some like lights and whatnot, shadows that aren't working properly. Which, of course, this game has dozens of not working shadows. Floating fire, as you can see. But overall, this is a cool area. It does add some uniqueness to the boss fight. If the boss fight were actually interesting, that is. But, you know, it is a nice little area. Just felt that not all that could be done with it was done with it, you know what I mean? It was pretty underwhelming, but, you know, that was the boss fight, not the map. The map is, you know, the map is still good. I would give this, I'd probably give this an A tier, probably. That or I would give it a B tier and move Via Carolla down to C, but who knows? I'll do whichever one of those I end up feeling like in editing. So yeah, whichever thing I come up with, probably moving Via Carolla down to C. So yeah, that's it for this map. Let's go to Rampart Union High School. Now, I made a lot of people upset by saying that this was an S tier map. So what I'm going to do is rectify that mistake that I made, and I will rank it as S+. Because this is easily the best map in the game, and I will tell you why. First off, it's massive, alright? Why is the book red? Anyways, it is massive. It's an entire high school, minus like, you know, this little bit. But still, it's an entire high school. Not only do you have the parking lot, you've got the gymnasium, you've got Hardeman Hall, you've got the courtyard. And they went through and they added a bunch of barricades, and the Reclaimed are actually here. This is like the only spot in the game besides Bourbon Street that the Reclaimed still exist at. Which makes sense because, you know, they would want to barricade this place and make it their home because the tower usually don't come here. And as you can see, they've got like elevated positions and whatnot, and it's all like cool. Also, the map has been given new lighting, so during the day you can actually see inside of the gymnasium and the hallways. That is not supposed to be red, but alright. But yeah, you can actually see in here now without needing like the Uber Torch mod, and you can also see the corpses that are up here, which I believe were added during Aftershocks, but it seems they've been toned down a bit. But you've actually got like actual lighting in here, and it looks pretty good. Plus you can meet Whistles up there, which is the only actually interesting character in the game, and if you do the exile trades for this location, you will get grenade launcher rounds, which you cannot get anywhere else other than the Garrick boss fight, but you can't get that after you've beaten him. Unless you go to Hotel Eclair because it's still fucking broken. Why is the smoke red? That doesn't make any sense. But yeah, so it's a really unique map, and the hallways are long. There's a lot of loot in this map, so if you need literally anything in terms of loot, just run the hallways until you find what you need. And you can get open chemistry vials. The only thing that marks this map down is the open chemistry vials. But I'm not going to blame that on the map. I'm going to blame that on the dumbasses at Skydance Interactive that thought that was a good idea, because it wasn't. For those that don't know, there are open chemistry vials in the map. They weren't on launch because, you know, that couldn't happen, I guess. And so how you get them is you climb up to the locker rooms in the gymnasium and you find them there, not in the chemistry lab, which is where every single person that played this game thought open chemistry vials would be, because they're chemistry vials. They're not soccer balls or gym equipment, they are chemistry vials. But anyways, that's neither here nor there, at least for right now. And as well, one thing that I think gets slept on a lot about this map is the environmental storytelling. If you just stop and look around and you see on the walls you've got bloody handprints going this way. In some of the classrooms, as we'll see, probably not here. If we go into here, we could see a bunch of desks have been pushed and moved. Someone left their bag here. There's open books. There's corpses everywhere. There's also a bunch of cigarettes in this map, which, you know. We've got the principal's office as well, and I think if we look into here, yep, we can find stacks of $100 bills in the principal's office. So maybe some corruption was going on. Maybe the principal was taking bribes, Life is Strange style, to the 4 people that are going to get that reference. The thing that sucks though is that places like this in Rampart were heavily cut down on the Quest version. The principal's office does not exist on the Quest version, which makes sense, it's a big ass map. But still, you've got like a sink fell through here, like look at that shit. Just small details that really bring the world alive, as dead as it is, but you know. There is one other room that I do want to check out really quickly before we jump to the other map. That is if I can find it. Also, someone playing tic-tac-toe on the glass is hilarious. And as well, these reclaimed markings. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know what this marking means, but if you look at the concept art for Chapter 1, there's a bunch of these reclaimed markings, and they're used to signal environments and what's in them or around them, the dangers and whatnot. And I believe there are a couple more markings in this area. Someone's behind this door. Okay then. But yeah, they were used by the reclaimed. I don't think they ever like fully got implemented. They're just sort of there, but this is the only map that I think I've seen them at, so. But anyways, yep, here's more of them, I believe, maybe. And you've got spaces like here. Like this was a classroom that turned into like a medical area for treatment. You can see all of the, you know, all the beds, all the curtains. Some nasty stuff probably went on in here. A lot of corpses. You can see the boxes as well. Probably had medical supplies in them. The library is sort of interesting. Some bookshelves have been knocked over. This is also the biggest library I've ever seen in a school, but, you know, our school didn't have a big library, so I don't know. And this spot as well. In the story, this is where Maxwell is chilling out with bombs all around him. And it looks to be some reclaimed sacrifice place. So it adds a little bit of lore to their characters, a bunch of markings on the walls. Clearly this place has been cleared out to make an example of someone. And you've got like barricades going up against the windows, I guess in case people try to see inside. I don't know. I can't seem to find the one classroom. Actually, it might be this one, come to think of it. Yep, it's this one. Who forgot to toss out the bodies? We've got a lot, and I mean a lot of bodies in this room. And if we take a look outside, there's a lot more. I can't scooch further because there's an invisible wall here. But you get what I mean. They've been tossing out bodies, I guess, which is just something that happens in the apocalypse. But, you know, it's just a bunch of little world-building stuff. There's, like, other notes on some of the other blackboards saying help is coming. Someone said no. If you've gone through this map, you've seen all of that. So my rating is firm. S+ for this map. And if you disagree, you probably need a nightlight to sleep at night. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyways, up next, Hotel Eclair. Now, I wish I had spawned at the other skiff, but there's not much I can do about that. But this is easily, out of the 3 new maps that they actually released, this is the best one in my opinion. Not out of all of the other maps, of course, but out of the new 3, this is the best one. This was easily the most hyped map, and you can see why, because there's a lot of detail in this map. It's very big. Some would say that it's not that big when you consider only this area, but you've got the speakeasy, you've got these streets that keep going, you've got the Hotel Eclair, you've got the entire sewer system, you've got the winery, you've got freaking literally. This is probably one of the biggest maps next to the tower. Probably bigger than Rampart, if I had to guess. Well, maybe not quite as big, but it is still pretty big. And you've got the recording studio somewhere, I don't know where exactly. And you've got a bunch of like cool advertisements, the Voodoo Top Hat Club, you've got the Bayou, tropical cocktails. You've got all this cool stuff. I was really hoping to see like our modding team names, like maybe the Whisperers or maybe not the Whisperers because that's, you know, the show. But still, like, you know, Substatica's something, Nutty's Clubhouse, who knows. Dominoski's daiquiris would have been much better than Dana's daiquiris. All's I'ma say. But one thing that does get me riled up about this map is that all of this area that you're seeing goes unused. There's nothing back here. There's not even loot back here. You're just, at that rate, you're just looking at all the scenery. There's literally nothing to do over here on this side of the map. And it's so cut off too. Like, this street is the only way you're gonna get to any of those. There's no like pathways through there or anything else. But that being said, the inside of the hotel is very interestingly designed. I do like this design quite a bit. You've got a bunch of rooms, you've got like some closets for some cleaning materials, clothes, stuff of that nature. You've got, you know, this hole in the floor, which, you know, the tourists fell through here, as you know in the first mission. You've got a cafe out here. You can see like just all of this is insane. It is very well designed. I do like this map a lot. And you've got a bunch of rooms back here that you've probably never gone to, like 103, which there was in the Garrick mission for getting into the recording studio. I mentioned this in my one-handed playthrough, but during that Garrick mission, there was a cut subtask to investigate this room, and I don't know why. Oh, actually, it was a May and Garrick note, that's why. But yeah, you know, just a bunch of stuff that you probably missed. Still, it's a really cool map. I'd give this map an A rating, to be honest. The textures are very downgraded from the other maps, I will say that. Pretty much all of the textures have been downgraded. I don't know why, but if you look in the Speakeasy trailer, the first trailer for the game, you can see that the Speakeasy is really well decorated. And if you look at that same exact spot in the current patch, it looks so much worse. I don't know why they got rid of all of the cool stuff, probably just to match with the other maps not being that highly decorated, but still it was a bit disappointing. And also it has one of the cooler first missions I've seen where you like fall out off of the balcony, which is pretty cool. And you know, it's a nice like, you know, piece. It's a really nice map to add to the portfolio. So yeah, I give this an A rating. I would have gone S if they had done more with the map and not, you know, just kind of left it to sort of rot, I guess. But it's still pretty good. Up next is Bourbon Street. I really want to like this map. I really do. And it's a good map, but it's just small. Pretty much all you've got is this area, the Bird Lounge, and the radio station, and that's it. Now I will give credit where credit is due. There is a lot more verticality in this map, which was one of the original selling points of the game, was that it's not just going to be flat, you know, suburban city. Ooh. And that it was actually going to be like, you know, buildings that you can climb and whatnot and all this here. And there is some interesting rooms, like just like Hotel Eclair. There's a lot of detail put into this map. I really do like it. And it also has another interesting mission, one of the like only interesting missions in the game, where you have to go play JB's last sermon. And when you end up doing that, there's a truck that, you know, drives away, which I think is the only time we've seen a vehicle in the game that actually runs. But, you know, it is what it is. And also you've got these tower troops that are, you know, patrolling the area. And one very interesting thing that I noticed about this map, other than this NFT monkey over here, one very interesting thing I noticed is that Bourbon Street and Hotel Eclair, since they're very close together, if you go outside of the map, actually, hold on. God phone for the win. But yeah, if we go outside this map, I believe this is the same church that you can see in Hotel Eclair. I think anyway. I could be wrong on that, but it looks pretty similar. And if you go outside of the map in Hotel Eclair, you can see some text in the outside of the world that says Bourbon Street. So you can see where exactly Bourbon Street would be if the two maps were combined into one, which I think that's what they should have done, given it a little more open world feel. What they should have done is combine the two maps, but have different travel points. So if you want to go to the Bourbon Street part of the map, you can go there. If you want to go to the Hotel Eclair part, you can go there. And it's not like the scale would have, you know, made it not work or anything, because look at the tower map, it's fucking huge. Also, it's pretty easy to get out of bounds in this map without the God Phone. There's a lot of roofs you can climb up, and I don't think they've patched any of that because, you know, why go through the effort to make your game playable? Why is there a white block out here? Just chilling. Okay, it's probably not in this map, but yeah, in Hotel Eclair, there's some text under the map, some debug text that says Bourbon Street, so that's very interesting to see that they actually put some thought into these two maps. And you know, it's got a lot of corners and whatnot, places you can duck into, and overall, it is a well-designed map. It's just small, that's my only gripe with it. So overall, I'd give this probably an A tier, or a B tier probably. The one thing that would mark it up is the fact that it's a new map and, you know, we weren't playing it for a year straight prior to this game's release. But, you know, still that is the rating that I'm going to give it. And now, on to the final map, the tower. And now, the tower. The final, well, almost final. The almost final map in this tier list. Oh wow, they fixed the clipboard issue, I'll be damned. I'll touch on that in a minute, but this map. I have a lot of things to say about this map, and I'm not entirely sure if they're good or bad. First off, I want to say that this map was insane when we found out that it was an actual thing. Just the fact that you can just walk up to the tower. It was teased so much in Chapter 1, and now you can just go to it whenever you want. As well, the NPC count in this map, the amount of tower troops that are in this map is astronomical. I mean, there are a lot of enemies in this map. Which is good. I like that, because it's the fucking tower. It should be guarded. However, there's really nothing else here. I mean, it's just a bunch of roads, and that's like it. You know, you've got the tower, which, you know, you're not just going to be going to casually. And technically, this isn't even the tower map itself. This, in the files, is labeled as downtown, which makes sense, because you're not at the actual tower itself yet. What the fuck was that? A bomb is gonna explode near where I live. Anyways, you've got a couple of buildings. So you've got the Junicord warehouse, which is pretty interesting. That's where you can see Mama's plan, like way before she actually enacts on it. But don't worry about that. And you've got the Keene Memorial Hospital. Now, when we saw this hospital initially, we thought, as the community, this is going to be the new Rampart. This is going to be the most terrifying place you can go to in the game, but there will be high risk, high reward. I mean, you walk up to this place, and even during the daytime, it's unsettling. Because you've got, you know, an ambulance has crashed in, you know, it's just creepy. You've got, like, child floors. You've got elevator shafts, and then it is just pitch fucking black. I mean, there is no... You can't see. You can't see if you tried. That is how dark this area is. Which, honestly, I don't mind that. I don't mind that it's dark because it does add a little bit. I do wish there were some areas that were lit, though. But, you know, that's just me. However, our biggest problem with this map, there's nothing here. There is no loot that is actually worth going here for. Even the scissors. Like, literally the only time you're ever going to come here is to get the scissors for the Bourbon Street exile. And that's assuming you gave two shits about the story anyway. Otherwise, there's literally no reason to come here other than to kill walkers. And even then, I have heard so many mixed reports of this place either being infested or just no one's here. And it's happened to me too. Like, I came here a couple times for my cinematic playthrough, when I tried to recreate the trailer in this area right here, you know, recharging the flashlight, doing the whole thing, falling off of here, like, you know. I tried really hard to get so many walkers to make it look like the place was infested, but I couldn't. And keep in mind, this was before we had the debug menu or anything. You couldn't spawn in walkers, so that was just, everything that happened was just the game. And so, you know, it's just like, it's really odd how this place is either fully infested or not. But still it sucks because there's just nothing here. There really is nothing. Like, you would think an area this big would have some loot that you could go to and grab, like, you know, something. Fuck. Even if the tower had taken over this hospital, which you'd think they would, because having a hospital that's right next to the tower that's under their control, that would make a lot of sense from a story perspective. It was just a really, like, not finished opportunity, because there's a lot of rooms here too. Like, there's a lot of rooms that just have fuck all in them. And the textures for this map are pretty bad, but to be be fair, it is a very, very large map when you actually put it into scale. So that sort of makes sense. I would give them some credit for that. But this map just sucks. Even more so, when this game first came out, somehow I didn't die from that. When this game first came out, there was a glitch where if you traveled during the daytime, the clipboards on the skiffs just wouldn't spawn in. So you were trapped in the purgatory hell that is this map. And I don't know why that was, but, you know, it took, like, I think it took them until the most recent patch to actually fix that, because I remember still seeing that it was broken, like, weeks or months later. Like, it was fixed on Quest. Why wasn't it fixed on PC? Who knows, man. I don't get paid enough to keep up with half this shit. But yeah, the map itself kind of sucks. Let me actually spawn the God phone back in so that we can get a better look at the inside of the tower, because I'm not going to walk all the way there. Fuck that. And as well, you've got this area up here too, this like half-broken part of the building that you can't get up to, which I wish they would have done something with. It would have been cool to climb up on this building and, like, you know, see this shit and, like, actually taking a tactical advantage to taking out tower troops. Like, that would have been really cool, but no. And as well, you can see, like, this area is really cool. You've got the car that says repent. You've got a bunch of tower soldiers, and I'm probably gonna die here, so let's get out of here really quick. Oh god. You've got this area up here too, which is just like some farm area, I guess. Though the one thing that does not make sense to me is the fact that even after you kill Mama, all of the tower is still here, as if nothing ever happened. And let's get into here and try to stop. But yeah, you used to be able to come in here whenever you wanted, which was kind of cool. This area is actually kind of nice. You've got a bunch of stores and whatnot. You've got yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, the area inside is decent, you know. You don't have a whole lot of stuff, but, you know, you're only ever going to come to this place once during the story. We've got some reused graffiti from Rampart, and some more surgical grade scissors for some reason. And now we're going to check out the inside of the tower, the actual, like, 44 floors and whatnot. Now the lighting might be a little buggy here. There's not much I can do about that because I'm not going to play through the entire game again just to get to this map. So I'm opening it via console commands, or via the God menu is what I should say. Now this area was really cool. This is basically the homage to all of the developers that worked on the game, because you can see a bunch of names, like pretty much every name on like a desk over here is an homage to the developers. And as well, the Assistant Regional Manager's office is none other than Mark Domowicz. Which, for those that don't know, Mark Domowicz is, or should I say was, the lead developer, I think, for Chapter 1 and 2. Pretty much he kind of oversaw everything, at least that's my assessment. I'm not entirely sure if that's true. One cool thing they put in is a sleeping bag under the desk, because apparently, during the development of Chapter 1, he would actually sleep in the office. That's how dedicated the development team was to making that game, which is really cool. Sadly, the same can't be said for Chapter 2, but you know. And I will talk on more about Mark Domowicz in my rant video, because there is a lot of shit that he revealed to me, and that's going to be very, very interesting to talk about. But that's for a later video. Right now we're just talking about how shit the game is. But yeah, the layout is pretty cool. You know, you've got enough cover to, you know, reasonably fight the enemies. You've got some shortcuts that you can take and all that. And as well, there is a lot of enemies here as well, which makes sense. Again, it is the tower itself. So there is quite a challenge, especially if you're doing it one-handed like I had to do it. As it turns out, that is very difficult to do. And you've got some areas over here that, you know, you've got random NPCs for some reason. And you've got a chainsaw, which is cool, I guess. But it is interesting to see, because you can climb up the entire, well, not the entire, but you can climb up the tower and you actually feel like you're going up, you know, to the 39th floor. Now here, I'm going to mark off a lot of points for this right here, not this area. Though I will say it is very strange how they put so much detail into the tower map itself, like all of the off rooms, like, actually let me show you. There's this whole room over here that you wouldn't be able to see because you need to blow open that door. But you've got a bunch of ammo here, and that's about where the benefits end. But check this out. You've got whole, like, penthouses that are fully modeled and detailed without any loot inside of them. Like, there is a bunch of area over here that just goes completely unused. Like, there's NPCs here too. There's like a freaking doctor's station, like, you've got like this whole bedroom situation. It's just like, why did they even bother making this? Got like look at this, you've got a whole bathroom, you've got a hole in the wall over here. And keep in mind, these are all like individual objects. They had to make this shit in Blender and then process it into Unreal Engine. They didn't just drag a bunch of white blocks. Like, this is actually like a thing. So, you know, that kind of ticks me off a little bit. But oh boy, are we about to see something interesting. We have got someone that just fell, and also a city that is comparable to Spider-Man on the PS2. Like, genuinely, I would rather see that than whatever this is. Now I get it. This is a very big area to cover, and I get that. So you can't make it too high detailed, but I mean, come on, it just looks awful. There is no color in this at all. There's a tiny bit of green there, but the rest of it is just gray. And also, why are buildings on fire? Who's setting fires there? It's just like, man. Now I will say, this area where you have to climb up is pretty interesting, but I do wish that we had something like in the trailer where you had to punch a zombie, pull him off, drop him, and also there's nothing going on below. Remember in the trailer when you were climbing up and there was like an actual war happening? Yeah, none of that's happening. You can't see anything. Just some tracers would have been amazing. Also, this right here. This took forever to figure out how to actually get through. Obviously, you could get through here because there's marking on this pipe and it's obvious that you're supposed to go there. But this area, everyone thought that you had to climb up onto the walk, but that's not the case. What you have to do is glide across the 3 pixels on this ledge and make your way over here. Like, somebody thought that was a good idea. But then you get back in and you have some stuff. You have actually working windows too, which is nice. So you can see the shit city that is NOLA. Not in real life, obviously, in game. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty much just this. Then you have a weird confrontation with Mama, and it's just like, everything about this could have been done so much better. Everything about this game could have been done significantly better. And again, I'm going to go into full detail when it comes to the rant video. But I mean, otherwise... Oh, actually, I didn't even rate the other tower map. I'm just now realizing this. The downtown area, I'm going to give that a C, because it's... Actually, no, I'm going to give it a D, because it's dick. It's got dick in it. But this area, I will give a B rating. How about that? Oh, dear lord. I'm surprised it took me that long to die, to be honest. Well, we can actually fly out here and see the penthouse that Mama stays at. Which, I mean, it is just wild how much effort they put into this area alone. This penthouse is enough to be the new resting area, which I think was the original plan. If you take down Mama, you can claim the tower as your own. Maybe the soldiers would fight for you or something, I don't know. But again, more ambitions that just were not played out, like, at all. So for that, I have to give it a lower rating than I would. I'd probably say C, because this map is custom made for this final mission, and the amount of detail put into it is incredible, but that time could have been spent on literally anything else, like, I don't know, making the game good. And one other thing I wish as well is that you could actually see some of the other maps from here. That was one of my big hopes if you climbed the tower. You've got whatever the hell that is. But I was really, really hoping you could see, like, Rampart High School. You can see the bridge. You can't see Rampart, though. And we can even fly out here, and it's going to take a minute because you fly so slow, but still. You've got basically nothing. You've got, like, 240p flames animated in, like, 12 FPS. And for some reason, this entire area is flooded, which actually kind of makes sense, but you would never really notice that. And it's just like, it really feels like this could have been done so much better. And as well, why there's even buildings over there. You're never going to see that area. That's just like poor optimization again. Because even if you fall off the tower to try and get a better look, you're going to see the tower has no body. At least not from this distance. It probably is out of render distance, but still, you can see the glitches if you fall. But, you know, it's really you know, wild to see how bad this is. And there was even a glitch where if you fell off of the tower, for some reason, if you fell all the way down, you would survive. You would not take enough fall damage to actually die, which is wild that was possible, because that is definitely more than enough fall damage for you to actually die in-game, but for some reason you just don't die there. So they had to add a kill barrier when you fall. But yeah, I think that'll pretty much do it for this video. There's not really anything else to talk about for the maps, at least right now. I will be doing another weapon tier list video, hopefully, maybe an NPC or a character tier list video. So if you have any ideas for that, do let me know, because I am kind of interested to do those videos and then nothing else. More Into the Radius content is coming on Thursday as well. I will try to get something out, not sure what, but we're getting back into that, so that's nice. And yeah, thank you all for watching. Thank you to our channel members and donators on screen right now. And yeah, I guess that is it. Goodbye, everybody. See you later, I guess.